Hispanic Americans and Asian Americans have reached the lowest level in the history of our country.
This is happening, and it's happening today. It's just unbelievable that this is happening. The Frump-Militia is on its way to Texas, and people are going to be killed. What am I calling the Frump-Militia? Never heard of it. I just coined that term. It refers to the fact that Trump is on his way to Texas, specifically El Paso, where the shooting occurred. And I will be showing that not only is Trump helping to create the violence from his supporters, which I talked about in my last video, but statistics show that those violent people that he is grooming follow Trump and go to the cities that he's held rallies at. Now, right now, Trump is going to El Paso because of the shooting that happened a few days ago. But that shooting may have followed and been in response to Trump being in El Paso 5 months earlier, on February 12th. Here, another protester was yelling, and Trump's just waiting for security to kick him out and for the crowd to calm down.
Where do these people come from? Where do they come from? They go back home to mommy. They get punished when they get home.
Take a look here at the results of a study that showed that hate crimes increased 226% in places that Trump held a campaign rally in 2016. I was saying this early in his presidency. Trump is a national threat, but I guess the FBI cannot do what it would do with everyday citizens, protect Americans, because he's the president. That's the reason he's gotten away with so many other things. He's above the law. He is reigning terror across the United States with his militia. Those people that end up following him around. Here's a Trump hate map. I thought there'd be something like this, so I searched for it. Something I've noticed with his followers, the people still following him are just the most extreme ones that are left. And they seem to really want to destroy this country. This is the terrorism that we need to be most concerned with, not the Mideast terrorism, the threat from outside. The biggest threat is here. And it's from American citizens, and it's from white people, white nationals perpetrating white terrorist violence. An article from Business Insider. It's hard to discount a Trump effect when a considerable number of these reported hate crimes reference Trump.
20 minutes before the shooting in El Paso took place, a hate-filled diatribe appeared online, believed to be linked to the shooter. The unsigned essay was posted on an extremist website and said the attack was motivated by anti-immigrant hatred, specifically mentioning a Hispanic invasion of Texas.
And Trump has used the same term, using the word invasion a lot. The word invasion is something that happens in wars.
This is an invasion. I was badly criticized for using the word invasion. It's an invasion. An invasion.
Over the last few months, the Trump re-election campaign has bought 2,000 Facebook ads that contain the word invasion in it. He speaks and thinks just like a white nationalist, because he is one. Hate crimes in the U.S. reportedly increased 17% in 2017, and that's overall in the U.S. It's concentrated on the cities that he goes to, giving you a doubling in those cities. Now, some people may just have a hard time accepting the severity of this because for the last few decades, we haven't had this situation. But these things come in waves, in trends. These terrorists have always been there waiting. They've always wanted to kill immigrants, blacks and Mexicans, but they're not just going to do it on their own. You know, they didn't want to be the only person that did it because there isn't much use in being the only person. But now that they're seeing this happening, you know, every week, they now realize that this is the time for it. They've been waiting for a war to get in on, but they didn't want to stick their necks out and be the only one.
All right, let's turn back to that story about that BBC cameraman that was attacked at a Donald Trump rally last night in El Paso, Texas. Our Jim Acosta has had his own experiences at Trump rallies. He's joining me now from the White House. You tweeted videos showing just the really hostile environment, especially the hostile attitudes towards journalists like you. First off, regarding this BBC cameraman that was attacked.
And really, it was just a matter of time before we saw something like this. And I'm really surprised that we haven't seen something worse than this come along. I mean, the president at every rally goes after the press, calls us fake news. Sometimes he calls us the enemy of the people and whips up these crowds into a frenzy, blames us for negative news. A man in a MAGA hat, a Trump backer, jumped up on the riser and started going after this BBC photographer.
The media! The media! Hispanic Americans and Asian Americans have reached the lowest level in the history of our country. USA! The media! The media! Thank you. You're right, man. Thank you. You all right? Everything okay? Please? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Please?
When you are there reporting, what is it like around you?
Well, it's a lot worse than how it comes across on TV. I mean, if you talk to our photographers, our producers, you know, any of the crews that are there covering these events, when you have thousands of people screaming at you, calling you fake news or saying CNN sucks or whatever, you know, you do feel that perhaps all it takes is, you know, is some kind of provocation for the president to set things off. I've had people scream at me, call me all kinds of names, call me a traitor, you know, telling me in my face that they're going to do something to me out in the parking lot. And, you know, my concern is that it's just a matter of time before somebody is seriously hurt.
And then 5 months later, a few days ago, a white Trump supporter traveled hundreds of miles to go to El Paso and shot about 40 people, killing 20, or whatever number it was. He went out of his way to go to that specific city.
Just hours after the mass shooting in El Paso, another gunman opened fire outside of a popular bar in Dayton, Ohio. 9 people were killed and 27 others injured when a gunman wearing body armor began shooting around 1 a.m.
But they didn't want to stick their necks out and be the only one. As a matter of fact, white nationalists, if you know any, or if you paid attention to this group, you know that they want to bring on a war. I knew a white nationalist, grew up with him, was friends with him, and he talked this exact same way that we're hearing from white nationalists, and vaguely from Donald Trump.
This is an invasion. When you see these caravans starting out with 20,000 people, that's an invasion. I was badly criticized for using the word invasion. It's an invasion. But how do you stop these people?
In this scene, an audience member yells out, "Shoot them." Now that's one person that we heard, but watch the reactions.
But how do you stop these people? You can't. There's no... That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that statement. Only in the panhandle. So it's a tough situation.
He laughs, makes a joke about it, and the entire crowd laughs at the prospects of shooting immigrants. That's where we are.
And there's always this attitude among some that you can't talk about politics at a time like this. Are you serious? Are you stupid? Because that's stupid.
Here's a post I saw on Twitter just yesterday, and it was about a bunch of conspiracy theories that this person has. Down at the bottom, it says, "The left, Democrats, will never quit until they are made to quit. Better strap up." Strapping up means strapping up your gun to your person. Made to quit, as in forced. And again, in the vague way, this person is suggesting shooting Democrats, just how Trump vaguely suggested shooting Hillary Clinton. That's how they can get away with it and keep doing it and fight this war. Most didn't just want to go and kill some people and then have that be the end of it, because that wouldn't solve what they perceive as the problem of brown people replacing the white race. They needed to wait for a war to start, because once it's called a war, and once you have the conditions of a war, then you can get away with things that you won't be able to in peacetime. You know, look at the countries that have civil wars going on. You got people running around, throwing rocks, shooting, throwing bombs, and they're more likely to get away with that because of the conditions. There aren't just police around. And when there's a lot of people breaking the law, doing the same terrorism, they feel more safe in doing that. That's why you have this rise. We've had a civil war before, and it is starting again. As a matter of fact, it's the same war. The Confederates in the South, they lost the war, see? And they haven't gotten over it. They've been wanting to bring back that Civil War so they can win it this time. And this was all brought on by Donald Trump. And then the Republican Party, GOP, grand old party, my ass, more like old racists, grand wizards, being totally political, just jumped on board the Trump train and went along with everything. And then, recently, we see that the Democrats just don't want to remove this president. They have many legal avenues where they can get rid of him, but they're just not willing to do it. Of course, they don't want Trump to be president. They're probably just too afraid. It seems like a lot of people are afraid of Trump and his mob, maybe. And so they're trying to get Mueller to do it for him, and he won't do it either. He wants out. He had to be dragged back into Congress because the Democrats are too afraid to impeach without him. And where's the FBI? Where's the CIA? Terrorism agency. I was having a conversation with some Trump supporters 2 days ago. It was the usual thing until I finally got an answer from one of them as to why they take so much joy in triggering, as they say, triggering Democrats, liberals, making them upset. It wasn't really a real answer, but it's what I suspected from them. Read their answer and my response. And finally, here's a tweet that I made a couple days ago that somebody gave a like to. And as you may guess by his name, that's a Trump supporter. I was able to trick a Trump supporter into liking one of my tweets. You would think I'd be more popular. if I'm that good at manipulating social media. So come on over. I'm back on Twitter after my 4th suspension, and I am really good. So come on over, help me out, give me a follow, and you'll be helping the world, helping to save it. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, share, and subscribe to a better future.